Welcome back. I thought I would take a closer look at the mysterious aspiration output, which on the Pro version you will see down here. And there are a couple of cryptic, somewhat repetitive selections to be made. So let's get that all straight in our heads. I'm going to use this clip from the AI tune that I redid once I got Suno. Anyway, here's just a little bit of the bridge.
I can't see past today or who I'm gonna be.
Sounds pretty good. Let's have a look at our options. We have none, which means we're just outputting exactly what we just heard. And then we have 4 other possibilities: as extra channels, as extra files, as extra channels isolated, as extra files isolated. Little bit confusing. I've loaded all the versions out of Synth V. Let's have a closer look at them. That's these guys here. So the first one is the standard, which is selected from none. So there's no aspiration separation. And that sounds like what we're used to hearing.
I can't see past today.
Right. So the first aspiration selection is the one that is extra channels. I call it XC here. And as you can see, I've got a thick and a thin channel. The thick channel, of course, is basically this, complete. So it's got the S's on it, it's got the C's and the K's and the T's and the vocal fry at the beginning here. So it's all there. And the aspiration's been separated and put onto channel 2 of this file.
I can't see past today.
It's kind of a pointless version, actually. You could use it, but it's so much work, especially when there are other options. Right, the next option is the extra files options. Now, this one's a little better in the sense that it's basically got the full standard version and then the aspiration, but on separate files. So I suppose you could take the second file and flip the phase. And if I drop that down to nothing,
I can't see past today.
No change. But if I put it up full, it's going to cancel out the aspirations.
I can't see past today.
Which means that I have the ability to just drop the level of that and balance out the aspirations to how I would like them.
I can't see past today.
Which is all very well, but kind of pointless again, because we have that down here in the final version, which is exactly that. It's the tone layer. You can see the difference in the shape. There's no vocal fry at the beginning. There are no T's and S's anywhere along, and sounds rather unusual on its own.
I can't see past today.
And then we have the aspiration again on its own layer, giving us that Exorcist whisper sound.
I can't see past today.
Having the aspiration separate is actually a very powerful feature, and it's a surprising one as well, because you can see exactly where things are. You can edit your sibilances manually if you would like. You could push the aspirations up and down with automation, but there's more to it than that. I mean, on the simplest level, I've got a vocal chain here, which is kind of extreme. So I'll play that. This is with the vocal chain on, and both the tone layer, I'm going to call it, and the aspiration layer at 0. So they're full volumes.
I can't see past today.
Right. So the compression and there's some wave shaping as well in my vocal chain. They're going to be boosting up the quieter signals, which of course involves the noise of the breath sound, obviously the kind of growling of the vocal fries, the T's and the C's and the K's, and of course the sibilants too. The first thing I can do is actually just bring this into taste.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
Okay, so -6 seems fairly good. I'm going to let this play through once, and on the repeat, I'm going to shoot it back to 0 so you can hear the difference between the two.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
As you can hear, the natural level from Synth V of the aspiration might be a little bit high, and it might actually have more information than we want, because what I notice, especially when you start EQing it drastically to get the vocal sound you would like, or even worse, when you're putting an EQ on the whole mix, and then all of a sudden something is exaggerated, an area of the vocal that brings out the aspiration more. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Let's just have a listen to that again.
I can't see past today.
What I'm hearing, and it's maybe a little hard to hear, is let's open this Pro Q. So I've put a Pro Q just on the aspiration level, and I'll turn these off. And we can look at the spectrum display.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
Right. So I don't know about you, but the breathiness of a vocal, well, certainly my own vocals, seldom gets down into this range. You know, you have to be kind of going, I can see. You know what I mean? Like normally when you're singing, your breath kind of goes with your pitch. But there's like, with the aspiration of the Synth V voices, the breathy sound is just like a pink noise or something. It literally is the same throughout. Or well, it's not the same throughout, because then this would be flat, but basically it's definitely exaggerated. In fact, like you wouldn't have that much low information going on. So I'm going to play just the aspiration layer, and we will attack it with this low cut.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
Right. So when you listen to it like this, if I start to open this back up down below, it starts to sound like, wow, what are we hearing here? Do we really need that?
I can't see past today. I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
Do you hear it? It's kind of like just this monotone noise that goes in time with the voice, but doesn't really have the shape of the voice in there. So if I turn this one off and just slide this one down, listen where we get to.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
So you hear when I get down into the 200 zone, well, actually anywhere between here, but more so in the 200 zone, there's absolutely no sense of a voice at all. It's just, it just sounds like a noise file that's being attenuated. So what does that mean? It means, of course, we can flip that. If I decide to change this to this.
I can't see past today.
I have a feeling that's going to improve the overall sound of this line.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
So I definitely hear the improvement. In fact, I'm going to go a slightly less sharp filter and raise it up even more. Let's say I center it at 400. Okay, so without.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
So there's definitely like a happening with all the words without, when I have this bypassed. So there we go. That's another amazing thing about having a separated aspiration layer. And the final thing that I've really noticed is kind of good is the ability to compress just the tonal layer, right? So the aspiration layer is almost compressed as it is because it's basically being generated from, either recorded or somehow encoded versions of what an S sounds like, and et cetera, et cetera. And the breath you can see is pretty consistent. And the worst part about compressing vocals is the more you compress them, the more exaggerated the things like consonants like k and d and t are, as well as the sibilants, which of course is the worst offender. So now I have the opportunity to throw a compressor on and control the level of the vocal and leave the sibilants and everything else alone, which is kind of awesome. So let's just try that. In fact, I'll leave this in as well, the filtering.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
So let's just compare that to, so I have the original standard that comes straight out of Synth V, going through this vocal chain with all the effects on it. And then I have our versions down here with the tweaks that I just made, where I'm compressing just the tone, and I am also filtering the aspiration layer. And I could be reducing it a little as well, right? Remember, we liked it at -6. Let's go to -3. So all that work I've just done to this. And then we have the standard output from Synth V up here. So if I solo that, that should do the job. Yep. Okay, here we go. So let's hear that. It's being compressed, same settings. And it's going through the vocal chain. And then I'm going to turn that off and we'll hear the ones I've just affected.
I can't see past today. I can't see past today. I can't see past today. I can't see past today.
The difference is pretty clear to me. I'm sure you can hear as well. Let's play the whole phrase. I think there's actually a spot where the breath gets even worse around here, is it?
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, did you hear that? Maybe I'm wrong. It's like she's exhaling through her nose at the same time. So let's see what that sounds like. Actually, let's just loop that bit.
Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I'm wrong, or
Yeah, definitely better. And we'll hear the whole phrase now. Straight out of Synth V with compression on the whole signal, and then going through the vocal chain, which actually has more compression, but you never have enough, right? Here we go.
I can't see past today, or who I'm gonna be. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe this is me. I can't see past today, or who I'm gonna be. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe this is me.
There you go. This aspiration business, really useful. It's a little more work, obviously, but you know, how easy is it to just take those two channels and put them into a, their own group, call it vocal combined or whatever. And away you go. So now you can apply other effects to just that while you work individually on those two elements. Fantastic. Okay, I hope you found this useful. And I'm going to play out on this phrase within the track and everything else in the mix. I'll see you soon.
I can't see past today, or who I'm gonna be. Maybe I'm wrong, or maybe this is me. I'm free.